This is Colin Dixon with Endscreen Media, and I'm here speaking with Jim Anderson, who is CEO of Social Flow. Now, Jim, you told me some very interesting things at a Sprocket event a couple of weeks ago. But before we get to that, tell us about Social Flow.
Sure, Colin. Social Flow is the social marketing platform that most of the big media companies use to get their content out to Facebook, Twitter, and other social networks. We power tens of millions of posts that generate 1 trillion in annual reach and more than 1 billion clicks a month from those social networks.
Very good. And now, what we talked about at Sprocket was the problem with making money on Facebook. So can you talk about that? What's the problem with making money on Facebook for video providers?
Sure. The problem is Facebook has constructed a brilliant business model for Facebook, right? They are a $500+ billion company, and they're built on basically serving 10 ads per user per day and in the news feed against content that they don't pay to create. That's a great model for Facebook. Publishers, of course, create large quantities of high quality content and publish massive amounts of it out to social. I think most people don't really realize how much content goes from these big publishers and media companies out to social. Our biggest clients publish more than 100,000 posts a month, and say 40 or 50,000 of those posts go to Facebook alone. So you imagine that volume of content, and the problem is Facebook selling advertising in and around that, targeting specific audiences. Nobody, though, is really targeting and sponsoring the content itself. So if I have travel, leisure, food and wine, sports type content that's going to be resonant with a particular audience, there's really no way to buy against that on Facebook.
Indeed. So, okay, so that's the problem. How does Social Flow fix that problem?
Well, that's exactly the solution we came up with. We called it Attention Stream, and we enable our clients, companies like Bloomberg, Time Inc., now part of Meredith, Condé Nast. They all go out. They have their own product names for it, but effectively it's a social sponsorship product, and it's allowing advertisers to take the highest quality editorial that fits in certain categories and put their brand next to it. It's very sort of a very old school concept. High quality editorial content with a commercial message adjacent to it. It's called advertising. You may have heard about it, but it's never really been done before in social, because the way Facebook has gone to market, and frankly Twitter and other social networks as well, haven't really supported that. So what we enable is those companies to actually sell sponsorship of that resonant, brand safe content and really help advertisers succeed in a way, typically on mobile devices in the newsfeed, that they haven't been able to without this.
So how do you do that? How do you allow them to do that?
Well, the beauty is we actually see the content before Facebook does, right? Because the media companies are publishing through us. Imagine, again, one of these big customers publishing 100,000 stories a month. We see that content before the social networks do. So we rank, order, prioritize that content based on its predicted success. And then also, once it's published, we look every second, every minute at how well it's performing. So we can actually surface, categorize, and organize that content in a way that actually makes it suitable for sponsorship and makes it, you able as the publisher or the media company to assign an advertiser message to it in a timely fashion. You don't want to sponsor last week's trending content next week on Facebook. So timeliness and brand safety are two of the real key elements, and that's what our software and our product allows the publishers to do.
And are they actually able to develop a relationship with the advertisers directly, or is that through
Yes.
you, or how does that work?
No, that's our preferred mechanism. We're a software company, we're a technology company. We don't aspire to have ongoing, well-established relationships with media buyers, and that's not our business. Our business is to enable the media sales teams of the publishers, of the media companies, to be able to have better, more rich conversations and more rich extensions of their offering. A lot of times they'll view this as an extension out to the social networks. Why can't I advertise? If I'm advertising against your content in print or against broadcast, why can't I advertise against it in the social networks and the news feeds, primarily on mobile devices as well?
So, Jim, you mentioned some pretty big names that you're working with. Can you tell us how are you working with them?
Sure. Well, one of the things we do, Colin, is we provide the information that they need to actually have that conversation with their advertisers. I had a seller at one of those big media companies tell me, Jim, I have no idea what content we're putting out to Facebook and Twitter right now. And if you imagine, again, I've got 100,000 posts a month going out. You can't just manually scroll through your news feed to see what content is sponsorable. So providing a dashboard and tools and capabilities to allow the sellers to have those conversations with their advertisers is really the sweet spot of what we do. And again, we see that content before Facebook and Twitter see the content, so we're really in the best position to do that.
So it sounds like pretty exciting times at Social Flow. What's on the horizon for 2018? What are you looking to achieve?
Well, of course, we're a venture-backed company, so it's all up and to the right, right? We're going to make that hockey stick happen. So it's really about scale. I mean, it's nice. We've proven out the technology. We've proven out the sales support model. So now how do we enable more sellers to have larger conversations? And then how do you work on the mechanics of those buys, right? How can we automate and reduce the amount of labor involved throughout the process, whether it be on the sales process, the seller to the buyer, or actually the execution process as well. So there's a variety of steps that we're taking and technologies we're building, again, to optimize and make sure that the advertiser gets the best possible experience, and obviously the publisher has a high quality experience for which they can generate significant incremental revenues.
So it sounds like it's going to be another exciting year at Social Flow.
Definitely.
Indeed. So, well, I hope you'll come back and tell us how things go later on this year, maybe.
Certainly. Look forward to coming back.
Jim, thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
This has been Colin Dixon with Endscreen Media.